Disagree?
I have a question. It was stated, I think it was 2 meetings ago, that the word minority in this policy was offensive. As an African American woman, I don't find that word offensive at all. I think of minority as a numerical, when you're talking about numerical data like the Republicans here are in the minority, or, groups, a large group versus a small group of people. So I was just wondering, did someone state that this word was offensive, like a student or someone in our community state this?
I'm happy to respond. One is, if we are using the term minority in a mathematical term, then it would not even pertain, because unfortunately our students of color are almost at equal statistical. Our demographics are drastically shifting. So that would be even more problematic, because if we are using the term, it's not defined in the policy. So if we are using the term minority students to describe a numerical group of students, unfortunately that term doesn't accurately define our students of color for Enfield, because they are fastly approaching not to be in the minority as far as statistical data, as far as our enrollment numbers. The other piece around that is there is lots of guidance coming from the state and kind of best practice guidance around racial equity in particular, where the term minority, and I mean this with all due respect. I totally respect your opinion and your perspective, and my job here is not to persuade you differently. You have a right to that. But unfortunately, you and I both don't speak for all people of color. And the recent guidance from the state and from folks around racial equity work is that the term minority is offensive because it is related to statistical numbers, and unfortunately people of color are not statistically minorities in many places, so then it doesn't make sense. And the other term is that they are people of color, and so call them as such, and it's a strength-based term. So that was the recommendation that I had made, to adjust that language to reflect a strength-based perspective and to more accurately reflect what we were discussing in the policy. And since the term minority was not defined in the policy, I think we needed to clarify who we were talking about.